started that, and
Good.
now, of course, even though I try to stay focused, I lost my train of thought.
But we go over breakfast, we go over lunch, we go over dinner.
Could you change sides for me?
I generally deal with people on a daily basis come to me for major diseases. Come to me.
Wait, no.
No?
You were going another way. You were talking about just for an average person,
Oh, for an average
how
person.
they need to figure out
How many calories?
well, calories and nutrients. How would they, design their diet if they want to go raw? And you said the basic things, you need to have the will and,
Right.
the desire to
Right.
be healthy.
Yeah, you have to have the will and desire to be healthy, not just for a week, not just for 2 weeks, so much for day in, day out, which means, from my experience, I'm doing this for 19 years. I see people come to me they say they want to go raw. 1 month later, it's just too much for them. The whole thing is you have to have a strong desire on a day in, day out basis. Like my mantra is mean, fight machine, which means I want to be lean, mean, I don't know why, but mean, fight machine. And that's part of my thought process, which means that I focus on my exercise. I also focus how much energy, what I eat, how much does it take? Which means I know fruit takes very little energy. Other things may take more energy. So I focus on fruit as a key to my well-being. I also focus on green smoothies. I drink approximately about 32 ounces per day. My bananas, maybe 10-15. My dates, 10-15 a day. And each piece of fruit has, depending on what fruit, bananas, I think apples, oranges, I maybe have 100 calories. 2 dates have 100 calories. So most of my calories are from those two sources. I also make something called a celery sandwich, and I put that on my video, youtube.com/ArnoldWay. How to make a celery sandwich. You put celery and dates, and I nibble. Well, you need the greens. On a scale of 1 to 100, from what I know, 90% of our nutritional needs comes from fructose and glucose. That means our brain requires fructose and glucose, which means to me, 90% of my diet has to be fruit-based. You have your sweet fruit, and you have your non-sweet fruit. Sweet fruit has the calories, non-sweet fruit doesn't have the calories. So by 10 to 4, I generally focus on sweet fruit. I don't go so much on nutrients, because our body goes on glucose and fructose. That's the main source of my power.
So,
yeah.
So it's not true that we need to have a variety of intake in terms of nutrients and...
Well, I have a variety of fruit. I'll have mangoes, I'll have apples, I'll have pears, I'll have dates, I'll have apples, I put oranges back there. I'll have a variety. I'll have 10-15 types per day, but it's just a variety of fruit. And that's why I focus on how much energy is spent on digestion, and I focus on fructose and glucose as my source. Which means in the raw food world, there's a lot of theories out there, and everyone's right. You have to go what best fits you, which means if the idea to be healthy is a start. Then the more you research, the more you look into your own innate wisdom, then you say raw is the best way because it's not cooked. As soon as you cook a food, you lose the life force of the food, which means once you cook it, the life force is gone. So then when you come to that truth, then you have to just continue on your path. And the way to do it, from my experience, is green smoothies. But the average person, what I see, is not going to eat a lot of fruit. They won't eat a lot of fruit. They just won't. They won't eat 10 bananas for breakfast, 10 bananas for lunch, and 10 bananas for dinner. It won't happen. But they will drink the green smoothies. And by drinking green smoothies, you're getting nutrient-rich food that takes very little time to digest. When that happens, there's a transformation of the brain that occurs saying to you to continue on this path.
Why are they easier to digest?
Because it's already broken down. Everything's broken down. Once
in green smoothie, the good thing, or green smoothies are easy to absorb because...
Well, you have your apples, pears, bananas. This is what we put in our green smoothie. By the way, this is Arnold's way speaking, in case anybody wants to know. And we've been in business 19 years, and we also have a YouTube.
We'll go back to that. Don't lose your train of thought, because you make me lost.
Apples, pears, dates, bananas, and greens. Which means greens supply the minerals, which means our body requires minerals, but only 4% of our diet should be minerals. Which means each head of lettuce is 100 calories, and in order to get 2,500 calories, you need 25 heads of lettuce, which you won't do. But one head of lettuce is 100 calories, plus 4% of our nutritional needs. I recommend green smoothies at least 1 pound a day. And the other part, at least 10-15 pieces of fruit a day. Which the whole secret about raw food is you add, subtract. You add more fruit in your diet, then the body will do the rest. It means, say for example, I drink this. Ready? That's good for 90,000 miles of arteries. Which means you don't want to direct traffic. The body will tell you what to do. Everything's based on love. The body wants to be in a state of love at all times. Which the whole key is something called homeostasis and rejuvenation. Which means the body is always seeking perfection, always seeking excellence. The less time you spend on digestion, more time the body has to rejuvenate itself.
Did you answer my question?
I think I did. What was your question? About how much, as far as nutritional?
Why it's easier to absorb?
Because it's broken down. Once you put it in a blender, everything's broken down, so it's easy to digest.
All right, let's go back to what we were talking about,
Right.
about if a person wants to go raw,
Right.
what the person should consider for herself in order to know, you know, people just go by, I guess, I don't know, like, you know, you learn to eat a way, in one way.
Right.
You learn that meat is good for you because
Right.
it has iron and protein. You
Right.
learn that
Right.
vegetables are good for you, fruits are good
Right.
for you
Right.
as a dessert, so
Right.
not as a main
That's true.
dish.
That's true.
And then you learn that you should drink milk with your meal and
Right.
you should drink this
Right.
much milk.
Right.
So you're telling people that you shouldn't be drinking milk, you should be drinking,
I'm saying,
eating, or that's what you believe and that works for you. So
Right.
that's contradicting what people
That's
take
right.
for granted.
that's right.
So let's say I do see you and I say,
Right.
"Whoa, you look good."
Right.
You know,
Okay.
people are healthy, so I want to try that. But
Right.
then everything that I know, it's like
Contradiction.
it's not only I just don't
Right.
know how to do it. You know, I wasn't
Well-
taught to have smoothies for breakfast and lunch
Right.
and dinner.
Right.
So how many
Right.
smoothies do I have to drink?
Well, the
How
thing
should-
is, you have to come to, which means this is very hard because I give a lot of classes, and that's why people don't stay with a program, which means